Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a great weekend. We are back in Construction Simulator. I've been playing on the Harbor map, not map, the Harbor contracts. And I currently have the Liebherr LB28 Drilling Rig out. I parked it under my tower crane. You can see how big this thing is. This definitely has a strong learning curve to it. It took me quite a while to figure out how to run this machine properly. I'm guessing some other people are going to have issues as well. In Construction Sim 15, they did a much better job of explaining just how this thing operates. The important thing to know is you actually have to do these drilling missions in both different functions of the drilling rig. So you need to start in driving mode. You're going to pick up what these are called. These are called cans. They're basically what the cutter head rides inside of. Some people call these casings. I know them as cans. And there's two different styles. You can see the one with the yellow band on it actually has the cutting teeth on it, and the one without the yellow band is the extension. So when you look at your drilling area, the yellow band signifies that, oh, I need to use the yellow banded can with the cutting teeth on it. And we're going to drive that into the ground, then we're going to pick up the extension, and we're going to put it on top. Alright, let's see if I can help you guys out with running this machine. Okay, so let me just point out a couple of things here. So in drive mode, you need a couple controls. You need to be able to move the main boom. You need to be able to swing the machine left and right. And you also, let me see if I can actually see it from here. Up top, you have a crane hook. The crane hook is only activated when you are in drive mode. Alright, let's hop in. Okay, so I'm going to start in drive mode. I've learned if you guys are running joysticks, it is very, very important that you go into settings. Let's see if I can remember where I found it. I think machine functions. And set a function mode button. I have it assigned to my right stick. That allows you to switch between drive and work mode without having to go into the context menu, what they call it, this thing. Otherwise you have to go here, change mode every single time, and you have to constantly flip back and forth between the modes in order to run this. So just do yourself a favor and go ahead and get that hooked up. And then that also allows you to move your tracks around too, because you're probably going to need to be setting this machine up in a good area for you to be able to reach the cans and be able to reach the drilling hole. So I'm gonna line myself up here. So in this mission, each hole is using 2 cans, and I always try and have my tracks facing forward towards it. Alright, so in drive mode, I'm gonna start lowering the crane hook. It's a pretty long winch line, so it takes a little bit for it to get down here. Usually I just kind of get it out of the way. Alright, so we're going to grab the yellow cutter head first. Hook up to it. Alright, we're going to set it in place. Okay, now I'm going to get my lift hook out of the way. So I'm going to raise it up a little bit. I'm going to switch to work mode. Now let me just show you guys real quick. Okay, so there's 2 different sets of controls you need in work mode. Obviously you need your machine swing left and right. You need to retain your boom up and down. But there's also 3 different other sets of functions. You need to be able to move your carriage up and down. Okay. There's the carriage. And then you also need to be able to extend and retract your auger head. So there's your extend, retract. And you also need to be able to spin the auger in both directions, because that's how you're going to clean it out once your auger gets full after being down inside the hole. The hardest part about this is honestly just lining this cutter head up with the main casing. So I'm going to bring the carriage down. I'm going to try and get it lined up. Oh, didn't make it. I think I have to pull the main boom back just a little bit. But all right, here's another important thing to know. If your carriage is too far down, you're not going to be able to move the main boom. So I need to move the carriage up just a little bit, and I should gain function back in the boom. So let's try go down with the carriage. Nope, still not lined up. Back up. So this is going to be the hardest part. I usually try and guide the edge of the cutter head into the center lip, the joining lip that connects the two casings together. Then all I have to worry about is moving the boom forward or back to get it lined up. All right, there we go. You'll see the trigger. I can connect my pipe. So we're going to connect my pipe. The easiest way to do this is to advance the carriage down and also extend the cutter head into the hole at the same time. So I'm going to hit both of those controls, and we're going to start driving this can down into the ground. Once the cutter head gets full, I'm going to have to release the can. All right, it's full. So I'm going to click to release the can, and then I'm going to retract the cutter head and the carriage at the same time. Okay, now I'm going to swing over, try and find somewhere out of the way a little bit, and I'm going to shake the cutter head. I'm going to rotate left and right really quickly to get all that stuff to clean out. Okay, retract, pull the carriage head up. And now the fun part of trying to line up again. This one kind of sucks because you have to really advance the carriage down far enough to see if you're gonna line up or not. All right, I'm pretty close left to right. Let's see if I get it, because I tried to not move the boom when I emptied the cutter head. So again, advance the carriage and extend the auger down. All right, so the first can is at its depth. We have to leave it at grade so we can attach the next can. So I'm gonna get all this junk out of the way. All right, that's good. We're gonna go back. I'm gonna aim to the right a little bit. Switch mode, bring my crane hook down. And I try and not move the boom at all, because I already know my distance between the machine and the can is at the right distance, but as you can see, I do have to pick it up a little bit in order to get to hook onto the next can extension. All right, let's get this hooked up again. All right, get the crane hook out of the way a little bit. Switch modes. Joys of lining up the can again. Oh, I definitely need to go to the left. That should be pretty close. Let's see where we get. It says I can connect, but it doesn't want to go. I think I need to pull it back just a tiny bit. Alright, let's try that. No, I need to swing to the right a little bit. So honestly, this is just the worst part, is getting the cutter head lined up with the can. Actually, I may need to go back out just a little bit. Okay, so if I did just hook up, it just does it automatically. So now I'm going to advance the carriage down, start spinning the auger. Alright, so now the can is at its correct depth. So you don't want to advance the carriage any further down. You only want to extend the auger. So I'm going to leave the carriage in place, extend. That might be easier to show you guys from out here. Alright, so I'm going to advance the cutting head down only. Okay. So this is where people get confused because the game doesn't offer... They do have that manual which kind of describes what to do, but it's not great. So this is where it's important to pay attention up here. Right? The cutting head is designated by the black band. So this is your progress for each hole. The first cutter head drilling, the extension, and then the last one is the pouring concrete symbol. So once you get to 75%, you just need to get out of this hole. So we're gonna retract the carriage and the cutter head, swing over to the right, and clean it out. Okay, let me jump over to the concrete truck. We'll get this filled in. I do not like how hard it is to get in reverse in this game. You really have to hold down the reverse button to get it to go, and then it like lunges forward. Sometimes getting the concrete inside the hole is a little difficult. You kind of have to go back and forth to get it to go for some reason. Okay, but you see we have 100% on the second hole now from the indicator up top. So let's do it one more time. Are you kidding me? Well, nice clean hole. Hey, I got some rebar in here. Oh, I can't believe that happened. Alright, we'll go ahead and just jump on this way. Alright. So I'm gonna get square over my tracks again. Where are my tracks? There they are. Okay. So we're gonna switch into drive mode. Yeah, we're gonna go to the next hole. Alright, that should be close enough. Alright, let's bring the crane hook down. Make sure we grab onto the cutter head. Get rid of the crane hook. Switch functions. Bring the carriage up. Try and get it lined up left to right so we only have to worry about forward and back. Should be pretty close. Nope, not close enough. I definitely need to go to the right and pull back a little bit. Nope, still need to go back. There we go. Alright, push the carriage down and the cutter head down. Okay, unhook from the can. Empty it out. See, I messed up there. I actually moved the position of my boom. So now I'm gonna have to reline up again. And I definitely need to come back a little bit. That's close. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I barely had to touch it. Alright. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach that other can from here, but we're going to try. So switch mode, start bringing hook down. Ooh, got it. Alright. Alright, crane hook away. Switch functions again. Alright, so I got too close to the can. And my cutter head is a little bit too far down, so I can't actually... I'm trying to move the boom or swing and I can't. So I need to get the carriage out of the way, and then that allows me to start moving the boom again. I have had it one time where I must have got too close and it just totally locked it up. I had to reset the machine. I could not get it to move at all. So just be aware of that. If it seems like it's not working, just try getting the carriage up a little bit out of the way. Start spinning it. Down to depth. Stop pushing down the carriage. Advance the cutter head. %, 71, 72, 74, 75. It'd be nice if it gave you a notification right here that you're done drilling. Because if you're not paying attention up here to the 75% to know this stage is done, you're going to get very confused. So I'm going to start retracting the carriage head and the cutter. Oh, that was not lined up very well at all. Alright. We'll empty this guy out. Swing back over my tracks and we're just going to back this beast up. Alright, switch to the concrete truck. So that I've learned that's about the best place to have your concrete coming out is right on the front edge closest to your truck, because the way they have the physics with the concrete, it actually comes out and slightly arches away from the chute. So if you have the chute dead center, the concrete is actually going to hit outside in the back. But alright, that's it. This was just supposed to be a quick and easy, helpful video for the drilling rig because I know some people are having issues with it. Have a great Sunday, everyone, and we'll see you on the next one.